I want you to think about a movie that you might have watched maybe 2 years ago, right? Really think about this movie. Think about how you felt when you watched it, how it felt going out. Remember the plot of the movie? And now imagine I never watched the movie, but I want to watch it, and I don't want any spoilers. Could you summarize what the movie's about without giving me any spoilers so that I could know what to expect going into the movie? Could you do that? Probably. You most likely could. If you could, you can feel free to write down that description in the comments below, or, if you don't feel brave enough to do that, just write it down on a piece of paper. Now imagine if you had gone into the movie and instead of just sitting there and watching it and munching on your popcorn, you brought in a notepad and you wrote down every piece of dialogue that the main character and the side characters speak. You write exactly what happens and everything that goes on. And you try to analyze the film while you're in the theater watching it. Oh, there's actually a deep symbolism behind that one scene. Do you think you'd have the same success of being able to explain the broader concept to me? Probably wouldn't. And yet that's exactly how we treat lecture sometimes. We go into lecture and we go in there and we just focus on everything the professor's saying, trying to write down everything, trying to take perfect notes. Meanwhile, the professor's going on and we're trying to understand everything right then and there. And then we leave lecture and then we can't even explain what we just learned, or we leave confused. We feel lost. So allow me to offer an alternative here. Maybe just watch the lecture as if you were watching a movie. Sure, I'm not saying don't take notes, but maybe treat taking the notes like eating your popcorn during a movie. It's just something to keep your hand moving, just to occupy your hand. Lecture should be enjoyable. It should be relaxing. You should be able to sit back and let the information just come into your brain. Let it just absorb. Enjoy it. Maybe you can chat with a little bit with your neighbor, just like you might chat with someone during a movie. Like, oh, I can't believe he just did that. Or I can't believe he just said that. Other times you'll be gripped at the edge of your seat. Like it's an action movie and you're like, oh my gosh, this is so interesting, so cool. If you treat lectures like a movie, then when your classmate who never attended the lecture comes and asks you, hey, what was the lecture about? You'll be able to explain it to him. Because to you, the lecture was just like a movie. In fact, your classmate could ask you 1 year or 2 years from now, and you'd still be able to tell him what that lecture was about, or what that class was about. See, the purpose of lecture is not to understand the material, right? I know it might seem like that. It might seem like, oh, I need to understand right there, but it's not. The idea is to give you an intuition for the concepts, right? To actually do the understanding part, that's what the homework problem and practice problem sets are for, and at least when we come to engineering, right? That's when you can sit down and you can actually think about stuff and be like, oh, how do I actually take this knowledge and apply it? But you can't really apply it effectively if you never really learned the concepts in the first place. Which is why it's so important in lecture to just relax and let the information come in. If you go to lecture and you just let the information come in, you'll not only be better at solving the homework problems, you'll be able to make those connections in your brain to actually understand what the problem is asking for and how to apply the knowledge you've learned. But then those conceptual questions on the test will be free points for you. It would anytime I see a conceptual question on a test, to me that's just free points. It's like, oh, it's a free grade boost. That's what it is, really. Because if you just go to the lecture and you just watch it, there's like no way that you can get it wrong. It's like if a test question was on a movie that you watched and you just watched them, and the only way that you wouldn't be able to, the only way you'd be able to miss that question is if you hadn't watched the movie. So understand, lecture is the time to consume. It's the time to just let information come in, right? You're not asleep, right? Like, you can't be asleep during a movie. You have to pay attention to it. But you're just listening. You're just letting information come in. You're not focused on taking perfect notes. If you saw my notes, it's chicken scratch. I don't even look back over my notes. It's like it's useless to me. But I have an intuition for the knowledge that I learned. And it's this sort of stuff that allowed me to do very well in chemical engineering. And I know that if you implement this into your own practice, or when you go to the lecture for the next time, I know it will help you out too. Anyways, that's it for this video, and I'll see you guys in the next one.